right. So once again, back at Middenheim. And the story descends back upon Gustav. Gustav, what happened
No,
last time?
no, nothing.
Nothing? Nothing at
It's
all?
fine. Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Well, Gustav tried to have tried to enact justice with zero evidence or proof that shit. What was the name? At the elf, the Kadesi was consulting with Kevin and the mercenary company contractor, I guess. Know
Yeah,
about
mercenary
this.
company.
At least maybe some investigation will be launched. But that's he tried to do that and to capture he captured Khaleesi while she went to him asking for I don't know what. I don't remember. I think that was something with Lash.
All too
Uh,
smugly wanted to assault her. Didn't even hear a word she said.
yeah. We were too busy trying to capture her and
We? No, we.
Eisen and Gustav. We Gustav wasted everyone's day with a trial. I think Modem Aldroth was going under the city in the sewers and met a Rat King, not Skaven, a Rat King. And he battled with him, but the Rat King was gracious in his defeat, and Modem was moved by the plight of the Under Kingdom and tried to get his crown and became a mutant.
This is what
Yes, he was offered up gold and became mutated rather immediately by it.
Yeah.
And then gave it back.
And then he gave it back, yeah. He was also gracious in his victory. And maybe this was a great day for the Under Kingdom. And I think that's it.
No. Am I forgetting anything? Yeah. A lot.
Why did I forget?
About the entire courtroom drama that you enacted.
Yes, there is, Mike.
Ah, yes, there was quite the court case.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you weren't just relegated enough to let's assault Kadesi. Let's drag her to court as well.
Yeah, she's an elf. She's a filthy knife here. Anyone who's not swimming the draft is
In which case, Bert had to assemble an entire team of lawyers to counter you. To protect Kadesi from whatever the hell Gustav is up to these days.
Oh yeah, Gustav received a fucking mission. I don't remember which, but to go rescue some villagers, I guess, and
more to the point, to investigate what's happening in Bade Esselberg, that both an army of chaos and a herd of beastmen, and now maybe also a army of mutants, all avoided the town, and also may have gotten powder or weapons from it.
Oh yeah, I remember now.
And so, speaking of which, let me go ahead and scroll. Eisingen has, as the day dawns, granted you the money required to fetch a horse for the trip, and food for going there and back again, but no more for now.
This isn't something familiar.
Well, a little bit, but this time I'm not expecting any real danger.
Yeah, just two army of the most dangerous type of enemies the Empire can encounter.
Well, it's not like they're still there. You'll be fine, I'm sure about it.
Yeah, sure.
What's gonna happen? You get ambushed by an entire army out of nowhere?
Yes.
Okay, he just puts his hands on his hips. But this is about all the money I can afford. Without the silver mine, I'm afraid we're not going to have a lot of profit in this section of the guild this year.
Sure.
So we're going to have to figure that out eventually. But for now, he goes ahead and gives you a letter of introduction to meet with the Bade Essels, indicating that you are there for quote-unquote inspection of their armory from the Bailiff Middenheim. That should at least give you enough time to poke around before they get annoyed and ask you to leave.
All right. Well, guess I'm not going alone because that they have sentence for me. So,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'll try to see what I can get this time.
Yes, who's on hire? Where are you gonna go?
I don't know. I have to think. You can go to other people. Like, no, because I'm not sure what to do. Or rather, I know what to do, and I'm not sure how to do it.
Yes, at least two of the people you used to take along with you are now dead.
Yeah.
Could always hire more mercenaries.
No, thanks.
You might have gotten a black mark with the mercenary companies. And not
Black
just for
Mark,
leaving.
isn't that the one where you like die the next day?
No, that's a pirate thing. No, it just means
Okay.
like, don't hire out to this guy. One, he sends people off to die. Two, he'll then try to take you to court afterwards.
They might let you hire someone, but it would probably be way more expensive.
So what does Gustav do?
I don't know. Go to someone else. Leave me alone. Bzz.
Okay.
Not to think.
As Gustav goes to think, we'll zoom in on Alexa.
So yes, I missed the last session, so I assume she would be back at the fort.
Right, you've been very busy at the forge, and your what was his name? Greybelt. Greybelt has been working you very hard and had you go around town on a number of tasks, just getting new materials for the work week.
Okay.
And now that they're all here, everything is nice and ready for you to begin working constantly the rest of the day as well.
Okay.
Yay, work. Work makes everyone honest, you know. But as you work, as you busy yourself, you can't help but notice a cloaked figure standing across the street, watching intently as you work the forge.
I suppose if I haven't heard anything from Lash at this point, I might think it's him, so I guess I'll, wave at the figure.
You wave and they take a little step back. It looks like they are, turning away towards an alleyway and stopping for a moment to look in your direction. And at least from this distance, you can see sort of a feminine face under the hood.
Well, that's puzzling. I guess I will stop what I'm doing and kind of go, okay, what's going on? And walk over.
Okay.
Yes, is there something I can help you with?
She retreats into the alleyway, at least so that it can be, you and her there, alone in the alleyway. And the cloaked figure turns around and, takes down her hood, revealing, themselves to be the girl from the cellar brothel.
Ah!
And, of course, brief memories of being up against a pillar with her come to mind.
Yeah.
But she moves forward with open arms to embrace you.
I will back up and say, whoa now. What are you doing?
Oh. 1 second, gotta read this. Do. That's what. Okay. She'll say, "Well, I wanted to come and say thank you again. Though honestly, I've been wanting to see you again too. I haven't had quite the same thrill since that night a few weeks ago. And without the club, there's nowhere now for me to really express that except behind closed doors, and I was wondering if maybe you'd like to join me behind some?"
I, uh, what? As her face goes stark red, it's like you that was a you should go pray to Shalia.
You sound like the witch hunters. You know that's all they talk about anytime they come around any of the brothels I end up working. Pray to Sigmar until you feel the correct way. Stop dancing for money and give yourself to Sigmar. Come on, just come with me and live a little. It'll be
Look,
fun.
I've had quite a day. Look, just don't come around here, okay?
She'll take a step forward and just try to reach out for your hand. And just sort of gently take it in hers. Please, you must feel the same way as I do. I don't know who else to say this to.
Why are you coming? I ended up killing people that night. People you probably knew.
She kind of like puts a hand behind her head and sort of scratches the back of her neck. Oh, they were sort of not exactly the people I normally know, if you know what I mean. At least the people on the floor were just clientele and very weird ones at that.
So the question is, are you a cultist?
Of course not. Just a dancer. That they hired me out to go there was, well, profitable at the very least, but I can see now why it was.
She'll kind of think on this against her better judgment and say, "Okay, what do you want?"
Well, I want maybe you, me, a nice day together, a couple beers, someplace quiet.
Look, I am not really in. I If you want to talk, we can talk. Fine.
Let's see. She's going to work her charm on you a little bit. Could you go ahead and give me a willpower?
Okay. Well, let's see what she rolls.
Very terribly. As
I
she like tries to approach you with what you could only assume is romantic intent, she literally takes a stumble against one of the cobblestones and bonks her head against the alleyway wall and swears very vehemently. It's not it's not funny. That hurt. Stupid flagstones.
Okay, look, why don't we get you some lunch and you can tell me what your deal is and I can decide whether or not this is a bad idea.
She'll take a little sigh and go, "Alright, a little bit of lunch then."
Okay. And I guess I will take her well, I don't know. If she has a place she wants to go, fine, but I don't want to go to a den of sin, you know?
Oh, well, seeing as how I've been a little bit of a lack of clientele lately and sort of spent most of my money, I think the Drowned Rat has some very cheap prices.
Ah, yes, I know the drowned rat. We can go there.
All right. So you head off to Drowned Rat. I'll just go ahead and pull up the map. Good old times. Oh, look who's here, but who's dead. Let me go ahead and just modify this a little bit. And while we're at it, Gustav, you are already heading there, aren't you?
Yep.
So you go ahead and, find Victor, and you can, very well see him through the doorway leading to the back of the kitchen. And he seems to be very busy on today's stew.
Huh.
He, sort of notices you as you enter, and he sort of gives you a big wave from the kitchen, but he doesn't, leave the back room.
Huh.
Put the rest of the cast over here.
Wind blast!
And I'm gonna put, Alexa,
Haha,
like,
it was
off
all
in
a
the
ploy to
corner.
get you all in one spot so I could attack you again.
Oh no!
Yes, Gustav will shout to Victor. You're working here now?
Oh, yeah, of course. Ever since, well, you all rescued me, I've been offered a very nice job here. And, well, seeing as how everything, well, tasted so horribly here, I thought I could help spice it up a little bit.
Huh.
Last cook also, well, caught a little something and, hasn't been around for a week either, so, well, yeah, position opened up.
Huh.
So, what can I get you? We have some stew here. We got some extra stew over here, and oh, hey, how about a nice bowl of stew? He says as he points like to the exact same pot 3 times in a row.
Sure, give me some stew.
Okay. Given that you're going to pay your food for the day, you could pay drowned
Yeah.
rat prices.
Yeah.
And of course, as anticipated, it does taste well, rather bad. But bad, but with very nice spices thrown on top of it.
All right. Well, there's so much. There's so much hot sauce. I can't feel anything. So must be good. Not sure I'm be able to test anything else in my life. Yes. So when do your shift ends?
Well, I'm handling the morning and lunch for now. But I should be free in like an hour or two. What's going on, Gustav?
Oh.
How's everyone been?
Uh. Well. Um. Not great. I Conrad he is no more.
Oh, what? What happened to him?
Greenskins.
But he was like covered in armor and all that. That didn't help him. He was a knight. He was a knight, right? Did he actually become a knight, or was he becoming one? He just sort of scratches his chin a little bit. Damn, didn't even become a knight.
Yeah.
Is everyone else okay? What?
Yeah.
Where did greenskins come from?
Uh, it I it was a mission outside the city, and they were.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
It's my fault.
Oh no! And he just sort of like leans over the counter.
No,
It's like it's not your fault.
should have retreated. I pushed on, and
I'm sure you tried everything you could to get him out alive.
Oh. I don't know. I'm just gonna wait here. Thanks for this.
Hey, hold up a second. And he'll go ahead and head over to one of the side rooms for a moment and return with a very nice looking bottle of red wine. Turns out there is some good stuff around here. He'll go ahead and pour you a glass, and himself. To Conrad.
Conrad.
And he'll go ahead and toast with you and take a nice big drink. And it's actually very, very good wine.
Yeah. That's
Well, if you want some more, I can go ahead and charge you for some.
No, it's alright.
But feel free to stick around, Yep. Was there anything else you needed
Yeah,
while
but
you're here?
yeah, but we can talk about this later once you're finished.
Oh, alright. He'll just sort of nod and go, well, I guess I should get back to actually stirring the pot a little. Gets all hard if you don't.
I
He kind of like gives like an empathetic shiver at the thought. So is Gustav gonna just sort of leave for now?
no, he's gonna stay and eat his stew and wait.
Okay, so you eat your stew and wait, and after a short while, Alexa, you arrive at the Drowned Rat with your friend in tow.
Yeah.
Cloak up,
Okay.
of course, and she'll go ahead and take a seat over off the side, sit down, and order up some stew with you.
Sure. Well, I guess I'm paying, so I'll pay for drinks as well.
Oh, it's so nice of you.
So, what's your name?
Oh, well, I go by Velvet.
Velvet.
Yes, it's a bit of a professional alias, but I rather like it.
So, how did you get into this line of work, Velvet?
She'll just sort of sigh a little bit. Well, you know how it is. Sometimes you try to find work in this city, and there's just not enough to go around, so you decide, well, it can't hurt. You look pretty, and I know everyone sort of likes looking at you. So you make a little money dancing on the side, and then it turns into a bit more than dancing, and it just ends up paying pretty well over time.
Well, I have heard of worse things. I know that there's courtesans in the imperial court, which are kind of the same thing.
Oh yeah, they're just classier versions all dressed up. Just meant to toy with you all night until you give in to whatever the Empire's demanding. She says that she just sort of waves her hands flippantly at the idea of being some sort of high-class Imperial agent.
Well, what do you want from me, I guess? I'm not exactly
I
looking
guess,
for a date, if that's what you mean.
well, I guess I really just kind of want to know you a little bit more. Like, who are you? Why are you working at a forge? Where'd you get all that armor? Why did you go down there? I don't really understand anything about what happened that night.
Well, I guess I'm just a peasant who got displaced during the war and tried to do better. Um, a colleague of mine was tasked with clearing out some kind of cults, and so I came along for the ride. And it didn't turn out to be what I expected it. Come to think of it, one of my friends is still missing. I should try to find him. It's been.
Oh, which one is that? Was that one of the ones with you?
Yeah, he was an elf. He kind of, he does his own thing from time to time. He'll go off and do his own business, but I haven't seen him in a long time.
She'll just sort of nod a little bit. I don't suppose he's a bit flighty, is he?
No, sometimes he likes to do his own thing. He'll kind of pop in at the last second dramatically and make you think that he's like some kind of hero or something.
She just sort of giggles a little bit at the thought.
But he's okay. And he seems to understand what life is like outside of the cities, and I was always interested in that, but I haven't seen him. Do you have any family yourself or friends, or is your work all you've got?
Family? No, not anymore. Not that I'm going to ever think about ever again. She says with a little bit of a well, another sigh, I suppose. As for friends, well, I do have a couple of working colleagues. They're nice enough as it is. More or less just good to share a drink with.
Yeah, I suppose you probably come across all sorts of people who are not really interested in, well, anything beyond the immediate, I guess.
Well, they're all just caught up in their own, work and poverty as it is.
Alexa will sigh and say, okay, this is a bad idea, but here's 5 silver. Try not to do something bad with it.
She just sort of looks at the money and just sort of, passes the coins, like, back across the table. It's like, no, I didn't come to you for a handout.
No, but I can tell you're. I don't know. I feel bad for you, which might be a bad idea. I don't know, but you seem mildly sincere, I guess, considering the circumstances. I mean, I don't think either of us expected, well, what happened.
Well, if you're at least going to give me all this, I'd at least like to repay you somehow.
It's fine. Just consider it as a guardian angel or something.
She'll leave the coins in the center of the table right now, rather than swiping them up or anything.
Okay.
So, what about your other friends? What's their deal?
Sure. Well, is she actively trying to seduce me, or I'm unsure as how to proceed here.
She definitely seems to be moving back in that direction very often.
Or
But also just sort of starts curiously asking questions a lot too.
Sorry, you cut out. What did you mention?
Josh, she is constantly trying to seduce you every now and then, but also just keeps moving back into questions as well. She does seem curious.
Yeah, I won't give away too many specifics because I don't know her. And considering where she came from, it's really unlikely that it would be a good idea. But I'll be polite and try to be the no, you should find something better to do with yourself.
Okay, so this is going to be a charm roll then, I suppose, to try to convince her?
Sure.
Alright. And she will work back a little bit of charm back on you and go, well, if I just had someone in my life.
Oh dear. Hey, I win.
And she just sort of belches like mid-sentence and just sort of shuts up and listens to you for a bit.
And I'll talk
What
about
kind of work is there even left in this city? With all the refugees around, they're getting paid even less and less than the people who used to live here, just doing the same jobs.
Well, that's why I tried to find something that would be useful, like working at a forge, but I'm sure there's probably other things you could do instead of, well, or maybe just not put yourself with such terrible company.
That's just a matter of judgment, I guess. There's just not a whole lot else in the city, or at least not a lot else that I think I could do. I mean, you said the forge, but like, I don't have the arms for that. You're strong and well. And she just sort of like turns a little bit and blushes.
Yeah, that'll make Alexa blush too. Oh, Gustav.
And then meanwhile, I'm just kind of thinking, well, okay, so you guys are both in the same tavern, and you have been both focused on your meals for a little bit. Gustav just sort of like taking a little bit of a mental reprieve, and Alexa very deeply engaged in conversation. You two might not have actually noticed each other for quite a little bit now.
Oh, did
But
I now?
but you might notice each other.
Did I?
Dun dun dun.
Oh, you may very well have.
Yeah. And since then finished me with Disconstance 2, I'm gonna go try to greet Alexa.
Okay.
Doo-doo-doo.
Victor will, of course, like loudly announce from like behind the counter, "Hi, Alexa, how's it going?"
Well, too close. Hi, Alexa.
Hello, Gustav.
Hello, miss. Sorry, am I interrupting something?
Just having lunch with a friend of mine. What's going on?
Um, well, I kind of wanted to know, like, how you are, like, are you feeling ready?
Well, the orcs weren't very much fun, and we
Yeah.
lost a brave knight to
No,
their deprivations. And I don't. Have you seen Lash?
no.
I think
And
something's bad is happening. He hasn't been away this long before.
well, if you want, I can try to find him with divinations.
I think that may not be a bad idea.
Um, sure. Well, I mean, we can certainly try to do that whenever you like, but I don't know. Maybe he's no, I haven't seen him, but I don't think he will. You know, he probably wouldn't be very. I wouldn't be the first person he goes to. That's for
Well,
sure.
I thought it was weird the other day because before we left on the trip, the horse was not fed, and then those gangsters showed up, and they were all looking for him. I don't think he would have left a horse behind. I
I
mean, I've
don't
been
know.
taking care of River, but it's just weird.
Well, um, I mean, I can definitely try to find him with some divination. That's not outside my abilities.
Well, I was gonna go look for him too, but if you can do whatever it is that you do with that, that's fine.
Sure.
Conrad's
Um,
horse, River, I think is the name. And Alexa still has River.
Ah, yes, the
um,
dungeon horse.
Oh, or
Yep.
do you
Okay.
mean Conrad's other horse?
No,
Same horse.
not that horse.
no.
Not the
Well,
Tijuana
Conrad's
variety.
first horse was Winter Lash, and I think Alexa still has that.
Right, no, I mean,
But the other one,
the horse and donkey show horse.
yes,
No.
The Tijuana.
that one
horse.
still exists somewhere.
That's a real thing, or it's just?
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's a little. Don't think about it too hard.
Or Google it.
No.
Definitely don't.
Why should I? My god, no.
To be fair, you gotta go pretty out of your way to get to a link that'll get there.
Ugh,
That's why we're gonna get you a tour. Never mind.
no
Why we have
thanks.
safe search on.
Some people are in need of a serious wind blast and lightning bolt. Yeah. So yeah.
But
I.
Gustav,
Hmm?
do you remember very much of the people from when you were at the cult?
Hmm.
Let's give me an intelligence check, just go through your memory of the different faces that night.
I remember tits, and those tits belong to you.
Nope.
Well,
I do
you
not.
do remember the tits, but you don't remember
No.
very much else.
You have no girls Aiki.
In fact, you remember distinctly smacking someone in the face with your staff and making them cry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but what did you do at the cult? Oh, that joke fell, didn't it?
What's the tagline of the other game? They can't all be gems.
That was a gem, which is a gem for me.
Yes, hoard them up.
So yeah. I mean, I technically have a mission, another fucking mission, but I can spare a bit of time for
What's the new mission?
going to a village that hasn't been responding, and there's still, well, there are manufacturers in weapons and guns and powders, and we need to go make sure they're okay. Well, I need to go make sure they're okay. I mean, I'm not. I just
Well,
need to
call
find.
me crazy, but at some point I would want to try to still clear that silver mine, but I guess we'll have to wait for that. But I guess I can help. Is there
Oh,
pay involved?
I have money. I can give you money,
Oh,
but it's not really paying well. But oh, good news about the silver mine. I've heard that the miners that were imprisoned have come back to the city.
well, that's something at least. That means that they could also go back if we ever got it working again, but
Sure.
at least it's not a total loss.
No, well, yeah. Mm. But yeah, I can certainly try to find Lash before, like, it might get a couple days before I'm sure I can uh, gather supplies and means to go investigate this.
Sure. Well,
So yeah.
I can help out. I didn't get killed. Still a little wary about it, but you know,
Sure.
I need to get some tools. That's my main thing. Is I need tools.
Sure.
So yeah, if I can get my own set of tools, I might be able to set up my own forge at some point.
I'll tell you what. Uh, I'm just gonna wait for Victor to finish his shift. Try to have him help me gather some, like, recruit some people, and then we can go look for Lash if you want.
Sounds good.
All right.
How you holding up, by the way? I
I'm fine.
think we've all had quite an interesting run for a little bit here, huh?
Yeah.
Bella would sort of speak up at this point. Well, it sounds like you got a busy day ahead of you at the very least. I guess I'll go ahead and head on back for now. Maybe we could see each other another time?
Sure. That would be okay, I guess.
Okay. She'll go ahead and slide the silvers on the table into her purse. And give you a little wink as she leaves out the door.
She'll just raise her hand to say, bye. It's totally not a bad idea, is it?
And at that point, we're going to go, while they're waiting on Victor, we'll go ahead and transfer over to Berthold and his new bodyguard.
Okay.
Let's go back to Middenheim. Yes.
So I was late.
Berthold, Margin, and just a quick point of reference, Cadesi, would you be at all interested in talking to the person who came to help you during this court case.
I should probably say thanks.
Okay. So you drop by in the morning to come by and say thanks. And Berthold, you have received a letter from a messenger today.
Oh, goody gumdrops. What does it say?
It would appear someone named Christoph Warden is interested in meeting you and has heard much about your ideas and is interested in hearing them in person.
Oh, okay, and there's somebody in the city?
Yes, indeed.
Sounds like a plan. Does it have a time frame?
He says that you're free to come by his estate any time that you like.
Okay.
And of course, instructions therein. But of course, your own first guest for the day coming by the barracks is, of course, Gadesi.
Hey, thanks for getting me out of a bind.
Yes, well, it was your companions that came to get me. I could not let such injustices stand.
Well, I appreciate it if you ever need me to return the favor.
Of course, I will undoubtedly be running into your companions again soon enough. And at which point I will see you, I assume?
Most likely.
I mean, he'll curtsy.
She'll curtsy bow back. Considering she was raised with elves and all.
Yes, a fine etiquette elf.
Good talk.
Yes, good talk, good talk.
Thank you. You're welcome. Goodbye.
Be gone, if you know.
Yeah. Well, I suppose given that, Gadesi will go about her business for the day, won't she?
Seems reasonable.
Okay, so let's go ahead and handle, Berthold. Your business for the day.
Right. Well,
So you...
I mean, first up is that I've got to reestablish connections with that party that I missed.
Ah, yes. With, Dratsbrand.
Yes. I do attend a courtroom drama instead of a party because of
Nobody
somebody.
forced you to...
Yeah, somebody did
forced
force
your
me.
hand. Oh, sucks to be you.
It does, in fact, suck to be me, because I've only got one thing going for me, and I had to miss it.
So what do you intend to do about having missed the party? Such a faux pas.
Well, I mean, I'm going to have to go through political channels to figure out what the ramifications of missing said party were, how to fix said ramifications, and then get invited to the next party.
The ramifications, of course, might be that people might turn up their noses at you and scoff lightly. How could you miss such an important event?
Right.
But, at the very least, from your own political knowledge, the party isn't exactly important, just frequent and a social activity. People do miss all the time. However, of course, it's always fashionable to apologize for having missed an event.
Of course, then I guess I will take that action.
Alright.
Via messenger.
Okay, so you're going to write out a letter. Go ahead and put on some charm, then.
Schemer?
This isn't exactly a scheme, is it?
Sure it
I
is.
mean, go
I
ahead and
am
convince me.
scheming to, not be seen poorly by the nobility.
Well, that's just etiquette, then.
Well, it is etiquette because it's nobility, but it is a scheme, because I think you'll find that maneuvering your social status is always a scheme.
I would say it's a scheme if you're after something.
I'm after good influence with Sir what's his name?
Sir
So what's his
Drensbreath.
name?
Sir, name you told me 5 seconds ago, and I've already forgotten again.
I know, just in one ear, out the other, right?
Yeah, basically.
Alright, so you will attempt to try to curry influence despite missing a party. And so you have scheming and etiquette. But given that you were trying to go for more, well, just roll, it's fine.
Wow.
You, you miss it anyway. Well, you write what you think is a very sincere and heartfelt letter. And of course you, put it down on paper, hand it off to a messenger, and of course you'll have to pay the messenger just a handful of pence.
This is a guessing game? How many pens can you
5.
fit in your hand?
Exactly, he's got like a small hand. You can like spread them out and leave some white space. But yeah, hand over 5 pence and he'll deliver the message.
I mean, at this point, I gotta look down at my note and say, I don't think I want this message delivered. This is pretty bad. I know what my capabilities are as a message writer, and this is bordering on not very good.
The kid like looks at it. It's like, I can sense how bad it is from within the lettuce, huh?
Really?
No.
How about you look at this letter? I've always heard the best laid plans if they can be pointed out as errors by a child.
You're reading off the same list, aren't you?
Yes. Alright, fine, I made the roll. I'll send it off.
Okay, so you send it off with all intentions. I'm just gonna go ahead and make that note real quick.
Yes. Don't forget the other letter I sent off.
Yes. This is currently day 2 of that letter being sent out.
The one that I rolled amazingly well on. That's the thing I'm very good at.
Indeed. I'm gonna have to go back to that whenever we come back to the money.
Yeah, I sent it the
You
message
sent
for
letter
you, so it's there in chat somewhere. Versus this thing, which again I'm exceedingly good at, still can fail.
Indeed. But after a vigorous morning of letter writing and apologizing, what now?
I guess I'm gonna go see that guy about a Tijuana horse.
Alright. So you will head off to Christoph Warden's estate. And of course he has a house like everyone else over in the Grafsmund and Northgarten district. And it doesn't exactly seem to be fully noble, more the Nueva rich, really. And from what you understand, he might own something like a cutlery business. And of course, as you approach and announce yourself at the door, you are allowed in with
I think I'd rather if Morden announces me.
Oh, okay.
I don't announce myself.
Well, very well then. Morden, how are you going to announce Berthold?
Alright, then there's somebody there to announce him to, or are we just doing this general?
Oh, you're announcing yourself to the door. Who has come to the door today?
Sir Bolthold? I'm sorry, I gotta try to
In
get this
character,
right
it's
and
all
try
in
to get it.
character. Even the
I'd rather think that I'm standing there, like stiff posture and
Sorry.
everything, but like my eyes are like that anime thing where the eyebrow just starts twitching. Like,
Sorry. Berthold Hartman, Esquire.
I don't
Very
think
well.
I'm an esquire.
I believe Christoph has been waiting for you. He's currently serving lunch if you would like to join him.
Very well.
Sir Hartman, would you like to come in?
That I would.
Alright. They guide you through the house over to the dining room. And of course, a very wide and portly merchant is sitting at the table, already digging into lunch. And of course, it is not a wide variety of disgusting stew at all. Instead, it's all nice and freshly cooked meats and warm bread,
Lies.
and fine wine as well.
Lies. It's true.
Well, I mean, to be fair, when they go to throw it out and the hobos on the street try to slap it up, it will be stew to them. It'll be street stew.
True enough.
Ah, yes, street stew, classic. You never asked Victor what the name of his stew was. Um, but yes, he sort of rises to greet you and comes over and reaches out a nice thick hand to shake yours, Bortold. Ah, pleasure to meet you. Pleasure, pleasure. Oh, I've heard a little bit about you from my friends who said that their friends had heard that you were talking about a very interesting idea. I'm very interested to hear about it in person.
Yes, well, indeed. Tell me, what is it that you've heard so far?
Well, I heard that you were thinking of establishing some sort of game, perhaps even a league here in the city. And we've had our fair share of sports through the years, and they go in and out of fashion. I believe a few years in the past we did some gladiatorial games, and most recently some chariot races before the siege. But you were thinking of something more akin to the way children pass balls around.
Well, maybe
Something
not
to that effect.
so much the way children pass balls around.
Yes, I heard a variety of buzzwords around it. Tactics and lines and plays. I'm very curious what all this must mean.
Well, you see, for one quick correction, there are already multiple teams forming up in the city, my good man. And so already there are a number of hearty participants training in order to participate in this league.
No
and
doubt, no doubt.
We
In
are
fact, this is
already.
what I've heard most excitedly from those friends of friends. They seem very ready to participate, but none have really answered who would be paying the price to set it up in the first place.
Well, as I was about to say, we are already endeavoring to refurbish the. I'm sorry, out of character. What's the name of that thing in the Great Park?
It is named on the right side. It is number 4. It is Bernabeu Stadium.
We are already endeavoring to refurbish the stadium in the Great Park in order that it may be able to hold the event and, of course, those that would witness it.
Indeed, but what about attracting people to come and see? What about managing the game? What about paying for the seats? What about advertising it across the city to get people excited? Have you worked out any of that yet?
He'll give a hearty laugh. Ha ha ha! It sounds like you already have these ideas, my good man. How about you tell me what it is you're thinking?
Well, he'll say, like, after taking a big hearty bite of a large piece of bread and chewing on it for a bit as he collects his words. Well, you see, I happen to have a few ideas of how this might go about, but let's see. What was I thinking he was going to say? Well, you see, there's a number of ways I think I would go about it, and I think I would love to do so if perhaps I could get in the ground floor of this. Perhaps a partnership of sorts, you see. As I understand it, you're in want of money, and, well, I'm not in want of it today.
I will ponder this for a moment. 5%.
5%? Well, I was hoping perhaps we could be more equal partners.
You understand that there are a great many people looking to get partnership in this arrangement. There can't be an uneven equal number of even partners. There has to be a limit.
Well, I can assure you that I would be the greatest of partners to you. I could fund perhaps the entire enterprise myself right now, assuming I can get a few problems settled out first. I was hoping for perhaps 50%. And at this point, perhaps we could settle into some haggling roles.
I was about to say, Berthold is going to, you ain't got me fucking up my own name. Thanks, Arcloy.
Sorry.
I think Berthold is probably like leaning back on the chair. He's got one leg like leant over the other, tapping the table as he's like backwards against the seat, just kind of. All right, haggling. Skill I don't have, but I am bonused in because I have the talent of deal maker. Unfortunately, which means I will fail. Etiquette, right? Or is etiquette only for charm, though?
That's a decent question, actually.
Charm and gossip.
Alright.
Does not apply. Deal maker is the only thing I got going for me.
It's still something.
Any bonuses for his want to?
You can claim a bonus if you want, if you're willing to discuss doing a certain favor for him.
So no bonuses.
Okay, then. Well, if you're not going to
couldn't have failed
immediately
even
put doing
worse.
And he'll just sort of shake his head and go, well, really, I was hoping I could be a major participant. And, well, I suppose it all doesn't matter anyway. I do still have a few problems of my own that I need to settle, and, well, if you can't help me with those, then I simply won't have the money to invest in this little sports venture of yours. It's a shame. It's a shame.
So you're saying you need help?
Yes, just a little bit of it. A mite
And
embarrassing, I suppose.
without his
But if he
help,
doesn't want to hear anything about it, then, well, I guess it's just not important bringing up at all, is it?
Out of character, keep talking, Arcloy.
well, Master Berthold, he says he can't help you unless we help him.
Not to me, talk to him.
Yeah, you're talking to Kristoff here.
No,
Well,
Morden is addressing
wanted...
me, yeah. Say, Morden is addressing me, I'm like, talk to him, not me.
So, what is this help that you need?
Well, you see, it's a little mite embarrassing. I have a warehouse, that I, put most of my wares into. And the men I have who, carry the crates around and deliver around town, they've gone and, hijacked the building for now. And they have let no one else in until they, receive more pay. Truly, it's my fault for hiring on refugees in the first place. And I would ask the guards to handle it, but, well, they're already quite busy with the number of refugees in the street already. They're all getting rather agitated by the lack of work in the city. And I've done my best to solve that problem, but as you can see, my kindness has been repaid in kind. And if I sent the guards on them anyway, it would simply look bad, and I'm not sure I could hire them again.
And you would like us to deal with this for you?
Indeed, such was my thinking. A man with a slick tongue and a fine attitude perhaps could convince them to maybe just return to work and consider the matter settled.
Why not strong arm and stout hammer?